Hi everyone, my name is Keith Brink and I'm the Director of the Upward Bound programs here at the University of Arkansas. I want to welcome you to your new student orientation. This is our opportunity to give you a little bit more information about Upward Bound, about your commitment as a participant, about the services that we provide, and all of the things that you're going to gain through your high school career and beyond. So first of all, I do want to let you know, again, I'm the director, so again, my name is Keith Brink, but we also have an entire central staff. We have our assistant director, Lacey Gebhardt, that you'll hear from in just a few minutes. We also have an academic coordinator. Her name is Vicki Hodges. Vicki's going to be great for setting you up with your tutoring. She's the one who sets up all of our academics for the summer program as well as the academic year. And you're also going to get to know very well your Upward Bound advisors. Your Upward Bound advisors are those staff that actually work with you one-on-one to provide you with lots of information about college planning, about your school visits, about things that are upcoming in the Upward Bound program, and really your kind of first connection to the program. And in addition to this entire central staff that you see on your screen, you also are going to work with a variety of staff throughout the summer. We call those summer residential mentors and a whole residential staff that live with you and provide you mentoring and guidance while you're here with us during the summer programs. You also have a whole host of instructors and tutors that also work with you during the summer but continue to work with you during the academic year. So one of the things that we want to tell you about is, again, what exactly is Upward Bound? Obviously, you learned a little bit about Upward Bound when you were applying to the program, but to give you sort of an overview, here at the University of Arkansas, we have three Upward Bound programs. We have Upward Bound 1, Upward Bound 2, and the Upward Bound Math Science. And all three of those programs are funded through grants from the U.S. Department of Education. Now, the great news about being funded through grants is that our Upward Bound programs provide all services to you as a participant free of charge. So I always like to say that even though it is free of charge, the one thing about Upward Bound is it does take your time. And I think the great thing about Upward Bound is that the more you put into it, the more that you actually get out. And of course, we're going to tell you a little bit more about all the services that we provide, but just to give you that overall goal about what Upward Bound is all about, it is for our participants not only to be successful while they're in high school, but to graduate from college and then enroll in the college of their choice and actually get a 2 or 4 year degree within 6 years. So we're going to explain to you a little bit more about all the specific services that you're going to get during the school year and also during the summer, and that'll be coming up here in just the next few minutes. Our Upward Bound programs actually were 3 programs in one. We have our Upward Bound 1, Upward Bound 2, and Upward Bound Math Science. So really, what's the difference in these 3 programs? Well, first of all, I want you to realize that no matter which program you're in, we always like to think of ourselves as one big Upward Bound family. But actually, because we have 3 different grants, it just actually corresponds to the different schools that we serve. For example, you can see that Upward Bound 1 serves Springdale, Lincoln, and Greenland, and West Fork. Upward Bound 2 then also will still serve Springdale, but also serves Rogers Heritage. And Upward Bound Math Science actually serves Springdale, Elkins, Huntsville, St. Paul, and Mountainburg. So part of which program you'll actually be in or assigned to is going to be corresponding to the particular school that you currently are enrolled in. So I'm going to now turn it over to our assistant director, Lacey Gebhardt, who is actually the one who's going to tell you a little bit more about what you do during the school year, what we call our academic year. Come on, Lacey.
Hello students and family, I'm Lacey with Upward Bound Programs. I get to be the assistant director, and like Keith said, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do during the academic year. So with Upward Bound, we start with students as early as the spring of their freshman year of high school, and we get to be a part of your life all the way until the summer after you graduate from high school. So we do a lot of things in the summertime that we'll talk about here in a bit, but what do we do during the academic year? One of the things that we do is we have students actually come to the University of Arkansas campus one Saturday a month. We have classes on different topics and workshops. We explore different topics like going to law school or good study skills, all sorts of different things, and we also have lunch together. Then once a month, we also come out to each of our schools and have what we call a school visit. So we get to connect with you at that time, do workshops again on different topics, and just see what you need from us. How can we help you individually? And it might be some of those optional things, optional services that we offer, like getting signed up for ACT Prep or getting a tutor. We have an entire staff of tutors that can work with you either in person or virtually on all sorts of different subjects, including ACT Prep. We also do like I said, other optional activities like going out to colleges and universities and visiting those campuses to see if that's a good fit for you. Upward Bound is a college preparatory program, and we're hosted by the University of Arkansas, but we don't recruit for the University of Arkansas. We want you to go to the college or university that's the best fit for you individually. And we also sometimes have service projects and cultural events that we may take part in. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Keith to talk about the summertime.
So Lacey did a great job explaining what we do during the academic year and what you'll be doing as a participant. Now I want to talk a little bit about the summers, because the summers you actually get an opportunity to be on the University of Arkansas campus, actually live in a residence hall, take classes just like a University of Arkansas student would. And so I want to tell you how that's going to work for you. If you are a current 9th grader, when you come this summer and spend some time on our campus, you're actually going to be what we call a rising sophomore or just a sophomore. So your summer is what we call the sophomore summer. And for our sophomores, they actually would just do 2 weeks on our University of Arkansas campus. So this summer, you'll actually come about 4 weeks prior to the start of that move-in date and do what's called Introduction to Sophomore Summer. And that's going to be Saturday, May 7th from 9:30 to 2:45 on the University of Arkansas campus. And that's where we're going to give you an opportunity to meet your instructors that you'll be working with this summer, give you a complete overview of the residential component, learn details about what's going to be happening. We'll actually even check you out a laptop computer that you'll be using from the time that you leave on that day all the way through until you get here and through your time when you're here on campus with us during those 2 weeks. And the sophomore summer residential component will actually start on June 5th. So you'll actually move into the residence hall on June 5th and then move out on June 18th and actually spend that one weekend with us here on campus. And Lacey has a bunch of activities that are going to be planned for us in addition to your academic component. So what does this summer residential program look like? Well, for sophomore summer, you will be doing a daily elective classes along with your core classes. So your core classes are going to be science, math, and English. And the cool thing about these classes is that your instructors provide those in more of a project-based, activity-based learning format. So for example, all of you will be involved in project-based science where you get to do a lot of great activities. Your English class will guide you through some special things. You'll read a book and do some special activities. And even your math is going to be more of a, I call it maybe fun math. You're going to learn all different math skills. So regardless of if you're going into algebra or geometry next year, you're going to learn some of those skills, but again, in an active-based way so that it'll be a lot of fun learning. And hopefully, if you don't like math, you'll really like math after this summer. And then electives, those are a couple things that you get to choose from. So some of you may choose art, or some of you may want to learn how to juggle. And so those are a couple of the electives that we're going to offer this year. And that's something you'll get to choose on that Saturday, May 7th, before you actually get here in the summer. So what about the other stuff that we do? We are an academic-based program. We always want to prepare you academically, but I can guarantee you we always want to have fun. And that's something that Lacey, our assistant director, who you just met a few minutes ago, always ensures. And so she's got a lot of great things planned for us this summer for our sophomores. We're going to go to Topgolf. We'll do a time where instead of eating on the University of Arkansas campus, we'll do what's called dinner on the town. We're going to do a movie day or a movie night. We'll go to Fastlane. And then even over that weekend, we'll have an opportunity to go to Branson, Missouri and visit Silver Dollar City and some other attractions that are there. In addition to that, during what we call personal recreation time during the afternoons, you'll be involved in clubs. You'll have the opportunity to go work out or enjoy what's called our hyper facilities. So lots of great things happening this summer, a really great chance to be with other students like yourself in a really cool environment. And the other thing that I always want to tell parents is that all of our summer programs are very well supervised. Lacey ensures that. She's the one who actually trains our residential staff. They have to do background checks, and they are in charge of the students 24/7 while they're here. So what that means is students never have an opportunity just to go off on their own. They're always supervised anytime they're on our campus, and our actual hall that we stay in, our residence hall, is actually only us in that building and only us that can access that building. So we're very well supervised, or the students are very well supervised. So I know parents, that's something you'll want to know and have that peace of mind that we take that responsibility very serious while your students are here. So that's going to be the sophomores. Again, we're going to give you lots more information on that Saturday, May 7th, as far as what the summer is going to look like. We'll actually even have a special orientation for you to go through just so you'll understand how move-in is going to work and kind of how that whole process is going to work. So be looking for that later on in the spring. So what about our students? So if you are a current 10th or 11th grader right now and have just joined our program, you'll actually be part of what we call our Summer Academy. So our Summer Academy is a little bit longer. Instead of 2 weeks, you're actually involved, first of all, living in the residence hall on our University of Arkansas campus for 5 weeks, and then the option to go on what we call our end of summer trip or Summer Academy trip, which will be that following week. So this summer, for example, you'll move into the hall on June 26th and move out of the hall on June 30th, but you do go home each weekend. So each weekend at noon, you check out of the program, and then you check back in on Sunday evenings around 7:30. So you always have that weekend to catch up on your sleep, to have an opportunity to be with your families, do your laundry, all of those things, but you get to spend that 5 intensive weeks here on the University of Arkansas campus. And just like with the sophomore summer, you're going to be involved in our daily core academic program, which is going to, again, involve that project-based science, math, English, lit. And for those of you who are going to be juniors this summer, or rising juniors, you're going to be really involved in a lot of ACT prep. So we're going to give you that so that you are very well prepared for that ACT test. And in fact, you're going to take an actual national ACT test in July. And again, we're always going to mix our academics with a lot of fun because we want to have fun while we're here together, get to know one another, and have a really enjoyable time during the time that we're on campus. So once again, you're going to be involved in some different clubs and activities during what we call personal recreation time, where you get to spend that time in the afternoon kind of de-stressing from the academic part of it. But we'll do some special activities off campus, like go to Top Golf, do our dinner on the town. We even have a talent show usually planned each summer, and some other special events that we'll be doing. And for you, you'll actually get the opportunity, as long as you have full participation, you've earned good grades, you've been attending all of your classes, you'll get to go on a 3-day, 2-night trip. And this summer, we're actually going to Kansas City, Missouri. So there we get to involve you in a lot more cultural activities, a chance to see a metropolitan city, as well as visit some college campus while we're on that particular trip. So once again, you're going to be supervised by what we call a residential staff, which is a well-trained staff that live with you during the residence hall and provide you with that mentoring and guidance while you're here. And then finally, I just want to let you know something you can look forward to is what's called our Bridge program. So all of our current seniors that are in Upward Bound right now that are graduating this spring, class of 2022, they have the opportunity to come and be part of our Bridge program. So what does that mean? That means that Upward Bound is actually going to pay for them to take up to 6 credit hours of college this summer while they're here in our Bridge program. They live on campus, they take classes, they are actually a college freshman at that point, and they also get an opportunity to work part-time on campus. So they actually get to earn a special extra stipend while they're here, and through a work-study position, which gives them an extra connection to the University of Arkansas. But I also want to emphasize right here that while these students may be taking classes this summer through our program on the University of Arkansas campus, this doesn't mean that every single Bridge student or every single Upward Bound student goes to the University of Arkansas. Definitely want to emphasize that your college selection, your college choice when you get to be a senior is going to be completely dependent on you. It's a very individualized thing. We have students that go to Northwest Arkansas Community College, the University of Arkansas, other colleges within the state like UCA or UA Fort Smith, but even places across the country like the University of Southern California, Princeton, MIT. So that is something that you can really look forward to, is getting that individualized attention to help you find the best fit for college for you, because that is our mission with Upward Bound, is to see that you get into the college of your choice, the best place for you, and that you are successful in attaining your college degree. So now I want to turn it back over to Lacey. She's going to talk to you a little bit more about student commitment, what we can expect from you, and what you can expect from us as staff at the Upward Bound programs.
All right, so now I get the chance to tell you about the commitment you're going to be making. Like Keith mentioned earlier, it's not a financial commitment. We're so lucky that we have these grants from the Department of Education that financially all of these things are totally and completely free to you. Even more than that, actually, for participating, we are able to provide you with a small stipend. So we're able to give you a certain amount of money for participating in the program during the academic year, for coming to those Saturday academies, going to those school visits, and then in the summertime for fully participating in the program, we can give you a small check. So that's really awesome. But there is a commitment on your end of your time and your energy. Speaking specifically to students, here are some of our expectations. In general, our students are extremely well behaved. We're so lucky we have a very good reputation on campus for being respectful of all the buildings, being respectful of other folks on campus, and that really affords us some opportunities on campus that other groups don't get. Like Keith said, our students are very well supervised, and y'all are wanting to go to college. You have your future in mind. You are doing this. This is an optional program, and we know that you will continue to have amazing conduct while you're here so that you can take full advantage of every opportunity Upward Bound can give you. It's also important for us that we keep an eye on your GPA. We want you to have at least a 2.5 GPA to be able to be college ready. Keith mentioned the Bridge program earlier. Part of participating in the Bridge program is being admitted to the University of Arkansas, because you will be taking actual University of Arkansas classes. So that means we would like for you to have that 3.0 so that you can get into the University of Arkansas and participate in the Bridge program. And you can take those credits onto the University of Arkansas if you decide to stay, or you can transfer those to the institution that you plan to attend. We expect good attendance and hard work while you're here. We want you to be here to take full advantage of everything that we're doing. We want you to work hard while you're here, be respectful of the instructors, and really take in all of the information that we're providing. Obviously, we know that Upward Bound is not the only thing that you're involved in. You have other academic commitments, family commitments, sports ball clubs, all the awesome things that you do. The only thing that we ask is that you communicate with us. We can work with you with any sort of scheduling conflict or difficulty as long as you communicate with us and let us know what's going on. Like I said, Upward Bound is a college preparatory program. We work with students that want to go to college. The workshops and classes that we provide are geared towards helping you get ready for college. And so one of the commitments from our students is that you have the goal of enrolling in and completing a 4-year bachelor's degree. That's what we're going to be looking forward to. And again, that communication. We need to hear from you and know from you any sort of scheduling conflicts you have so that we can stay in touch. Parents, guardians, family, we also are asking a pretty big commitment from you. One of the things that we will expect from you is that you will provide transportation to your student to events and different activities. Obviously, there's carpooling that happens, and not everyone's available at all times, but trying your best to make Upward Bound a priority and be able to provide that transportation. I will say that some of our students that are from the furthest away, such as St. Paul, Huntsville, and Mountainburg, we're able to send some vans out to those places and transport students to the University of Arkansas from those van drop-offs, but they'll still need transportation to wherever the drop-off is. Parents, guardians, we ask that you support your students' participation in the Upward Bound program. So that means things like thinking of your summer vacations or different family things that you're going to be doing. Please take the Upward Bound schedule into account. Giving your student that encouragement to reach their academic goals, to finish high school and go on to college. Every student will have a moment maybe where they're not wanting to be in Upward Bound anymore. It's not because they're not having fun, but the mornings are too early, or the classes are too hard, or I would rather have a job this summer. All of those are things that we hear from students every now and then. And parents, we ask you to encourage your student to continue participating in the program. Working through a little bit of homesickness or prioritizing Upward Bound over other opportunities is something that we really need your help in so that your student can get everything out of Upward Bound possible.
All right, I now want to take an opportunity to tell you about some important dates that are coming up for you as a new student. First of all, Lacey talked about our academic year. our school visits. We, of course, have our Saturday Academy. But as a new student, you'll actually begin your Upward Bound experience just at our New Student Saturday Academy. So for all new students, regardless of if you're a current freshman, sophomore, or junior, you're going to come to our New Student Saturday Academy, which is Saturday, April 23rd, and it's 9:30 to 2:45, and of course we're going to feed you lunch, but that's going to be an opportunity for us to give you a more personalized overview and orientation as a student in Upward Bound. So parents, you'll actually be dropping off your student at the University of Arkansas campus around getting them here by 9:30, and then picking them up in the afternoon at 2:45. So we'll talk a little bit more about that specific drop off and pickup location and where we'll be in just a moment. And then sophomores, you'll actually come back on campus for another Saturday on May 7th, which is going to be your introduction to sophomore summer. So that's going to be just for our current freshmen, our rising sophomores. So if you are a current 10th or 11th grader, you actually, after doing that New Student Saturday Academy, will just join us for Summer Academy later on. So sophomores, rising sophomores, which are our current 9th graders, you will then come after that first Saturday Academy to do our introduction to sophomore summer. And again, like I had maybe mentioned earlier, that's going to be an opportunity for you to get oriented to things that you're going to get during the residential component of the sophomore summer. You're going to get to meet your instructors that you're going to be having. We're going to tell you a lot more about things that you'll be doing, and we'll also set you up with a laptop computer and send you away for a few things that we're going to want you to do before you actually come on campus and move in on June 5th. So 11th and 10th graders, you're actually going to be part of what we call our Summer Academy. So again, that's that 5-week experience, and you'll move into the University of Arkansas Residence Hall on June 26th. You'll move out actually on July 30th, but remember, you do get to go home on the weekends, and then you get to come and be part of our end of summer trip, which is going to be August 2nd through the 4th. So once again, we are going to tell you a lot more about these residential components, and we'll have an orientation posted so you'll get more information specifically about move-in and what to expect during those at a later time. So in your packets that you received, and I'm going to go through all that information in just a minute about which packets or which forms in those packets that you're going to return to us, but you should have one that says First Saturday Academy. And again, this is just for new students only. We like to have all of our new students together to get to know one another and have an opportunity to get that more intensive overview and meet the staff one-to-one on a particular Saturday. So that's going to be Saturday, April 23rd. Again, lunch will be provided. You're going to be meeting in Kimple Hall, which is on the University of Arkansas campus, and we have this map over here. And so this is where you'll be dropped off and picked up. So parents, you will drop them off at a location. There will be signs that will guide you in, and then you will pick them up at the same location that you dropped off. And in fact, it's by what's called the Harmon parking deck. And the great thing about it is on Saturdays, parking in that deck is free. So you can actually pull into the parking deck to get off the main road if there's a lot of people trying to pick up students, and you can actually have your student, your son or daughter, actually meet you there in the parking deck. So again, this is in your packet, but if you ever lose a flyer or information that we send you, just know that you can always go to the Upward Bound website, so ub.uark.edu. And we want you to always know that we will post all of our events and activities on our calendar on the UB website. So you can always go there. You can have links to the flyer. Lacey mentioned, for example, that those of you who live in St. Paul, Mountainburg, and Huntsville, we actually provide van transportation. So if you're trying to remember what time that drop-off or pickup time is at your locations for the vans, that's always going to be posted on our website in our calendar. And you can actually even link the calendar to your calendar that you have, your personal calendar, like if you have Outlook or Exchange or some other type of calendar that you use. So we always encourage you to go there, get that information, and of course in the event that we would ever have any inclement weather, which we had quite a bit of that actually this past winter, you can go there and find out if our program has been canceled or if we're going to switch to a virtual event. So all good information is always there. Please always remember this, ub.uark.edu. And in fact, you've got a little bookmark with those important dates that I just went over, as well as this website on it. So keep that handy, maybe put that on your refrigerator so you can always remember where to get in touch with us. And of course, all of our contact information is there as well. So hopefully all of you have received, and I'm going to hold this up, but a packet of information from Upward Bound. If you haven't received this packet of information for any reason and are watching this orientation, please make sure that you contact our office and say, I need that packet, I need all of my forms so that I can officially be accepted into Upward Bound. Or if by chance you've got this somewhere else, if you want to pause the video, go get your packet. I just want to go over the forms that you're going to be turning back into us, that you're going to be signing. So this is going to be part student signatures and also part parental signatures. So the first one is the white form in there that says commitment agreement. This is where Lacey went all those commitments that Upward Bound is going to give to you, but you as a student and as a parent are committing to by being a participant in Upward Bound. So please fill that one out. The emergency medical treatment form, which is sort of a purple form, that allows us, when you're here on campus as a student, if there's any emergency, medical emergency, we can get treatment for you. And of course, it has emergency contact information, so parents, we will contact you immediately in case there's any situation with your child while they're here with us. You also have a gray form, which gives us authorization to accept you as a participant, your agreement to be a participant in the program, and also some release of information. Like Lacey said, one of the things that we'll be doing is tracking your academic progress through your transcripts, and then even when you graduate high school and go on to college, we can actually continue to track you as a college student and watch your successes as you go on beyond high school. You also will be transported from time to time. For example, if you are someone who lives in those areas where we have vans go out, or when we do off-campus events, or we go on our end of summer trips, you need to have this authorization, which is the green form, completed by your parent. We also have a little student contact information card. This is just to verify all of our contact information for you. So please fill that one out and turn it in. And then there's also a Social Security number that we need for each of the students. We take, first of all, any Social Security information or any personal information we get from our students very seriously. So always know that our information is securely locked. We have standards that we have to meet here at the University of Arkansas handling any of this personal information. But we do need that Social Security number in order for us to gain your records for your academics through something called Tri-An, which is through the Arkansas Department of Education. We also, because we are a federally funded program, have to report on our participants throughout the year, and so we have to have that for certain reporting. And finally, one of the great things about being an Upward Bound is that you will get to get an affiliate account, just like a University of Arkansas gets an email account when you start college here, which gives you certain privileges and access to certain things. You will get an actual University of Arkansas email. You'll have an opportunity to access what's called Blackboard, which is the university's system of learning management that's online. You'll get other privileges. We're going to give you an ID card. So lots of things that we can do by having that information, so that's why we need it. And then finally, we have a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club here in Fayetteville. We do a lot of activities sometimes in the summer at that particular location, and so they allow us to actually have all of our students become members free of charge in their organization and program. So if you'll just fill that out, it just gives us an opportunity to always visit the club. Also, from time to time, they actually do some transportation for us, so we need that release of information, or actually that membership form, to make each of our members of the Boys and Girls Club as well. So if you'll just complete all of those forms, find all those, locate them, sign them, and then return that in the envelope that's provided, that will be great. But of course, if you have any questions about any of those, please contact our office. So again, as I said, questions that you may have, anything that you are wondering about as far as the program goes, maybe some questions about those forms or turning anything in, please contact our office. You can always go to ub.uark.edu to get our information. We have also some information on that bookmark that we talked about, so different cell phone numbers, and you can always call those, or our main office number, and someone will get back with you very quickly. And then finally, I just want to say welcome once again to the Upward Bound programs. We're so delighted to have each and every one of you here, and look forward to working with you as you go throughout high school and beyond. Thank you. Have a great day.